This is The McGraw Show on KTRS.
There is a book that is getting a lot of attention, and it's written by our next guest, Carew Papritz, who is in Tucson, joins us via Skype. Carew, welcome, Big 550 KTRS here in St. Louis.
Yes, good morning, St. Louis. How are you doing?
We're doing great. The book is called The Legacy Letters, and we should say that it's a fiction book, but set it up for us, Carew. What's the premise of the book?
Well, at its heart, The Legacy Letters is a series of letters written by this father who would never live to see his kids, sort of as a practical, moral, spiritual guidebook for the rest of their lives, encompassing things like how to buy a used car, how to take care of horses, the importance of please and thank you, how to work, love, money, marriage, all these things, and he wraps these up in all these short letters.
The story is that a man and not to give too much away, but a man and a woman get divorced, and he finds out that she's pregnant, and then he finds out that he's dying of cancer. So he writes these letters because this is going to be the only communication between him and his children after he dies.
Correct.
And so what a great premise. I guess it's a great premise, but it's a great way to sort of impart life's wisdoms. You know you're dying, and what's the most important things you want to leave to your children, right?
Yeah, that's exactly it. And I think that really, and it's not just, some people say, oh, it's his dying book. I say, oh man, this is a passion book. This man is leaving behind his love of life. And I think that's really what differentiates this book and makes it so popular.
How did you come up with the idea?
I guess the easiest way to put it is I had an early midlife crisis. I was working in Hollywood, of all places. I was in the film industry and feature films. And I guess it's cliche, but I found sort of the bright lights and the celluloid lifestyle. I said, hey, man, if I'm going to live the rest of my life this way, it's not going to work.
Right.
Sort of soul sucking. And I got out of it, and I actually got back to my roots. My granddad had a small ranch up in Washington where I grew up, and got back to ranching down here in Southern Arizona, and there I started cowboying and picked up the pen, and bam, off it wrote itself.
Hence the moniker Cowboy Philosopher. Carew Papritz has written a book called The Legacy Letters. Let me ask you this, Carew. You're getting a lot of attention with the book. A lot of people are talking about it. Would you sell it to Hollywood?
Yes, eventually.
Because it definitely sounds like it would be a great movie, a great screenplay.
I think it's got that sort of Bridges of Madison County and a bit of Tuesdays with Morrie if they ever made it into a movie. But I think it's, and it's got a bit of a love story behind it, because within these letters, within this sort of tragedy that happens, this separation between he and his wife, he really still loves her. So that's a nice part that comes about. That's a little bit of a surprise for people. They realize that these are also, not only is it a love story about life, there's a love story within it.
I don't know if you have children, but are some of these letters that this man, your character, is instilling in his kids, would this be advice you would give to your own kids?
Absolutely, yes, absolutely. I mean, when we're covering, and especially it was the last 7 months of his life. So he wrote it in such a way that he started out very simply. I think one of the first letters, and interestingly enough, because a lot of parents respond to this, it's sort of the importance of please and thank you. And he's talking about, how to work ethic and things like this. And then he starts to branch out into bigger things and more complex ideas. And but he also is very grounded and down to earth. So yeah, we got parents even reading it to their kids and vice versa. So it's really nice. The response has been truly outstanding.
The book is called The Legacy Letters, and Carew Papritz is our guest. Bookstores, I guess online bookstores is probably the best way to go about getting it, right, Carew?
Yeah, and it's starting to get picked up nationwide by Barnes & Noble and even Costco. I did a whole series of book signings up in Washington State, and that was something else. Those Costco people, boy, they ate up the book.
Well, there's no question that this book has got legs, and it has the buzz factor, which so many books don't have. I mean, it surely has taken a life of its own. The book is called The Legacy Letters by cowboy philosopher Carew Papritz. bookstores. Look for it there, but definitely get it online. The Legacy Letters. Carew, best of luck, and thanks for coming on.
Thank you so much. Have a great morning.
Have a great morning. Carew Papritz live via Skype from Tucson here on the Big 550 KTRS. Check traffic and weather. Tim Weiland in the KTRS Traffic Center. Good morning, Tim.
Good morning, McGraw. They're still working with this accident northbound 55 just before Bay.